Hey, what's up? I'm Shane.
I'm Talon.
And we got Phelan here.
And today we're probably going to be playing one of the best Star Wars games ever made.
I should slap you right now just for saying that.
Yeah, I should say this game exists. Like, I got this game for like $5 at GameStop when I was like 10 years old. When they were still selling original Xbox games at the time, and I thought this game was pretty fun, but like growing up I realized, and seeing reviews about this game on the internet, I realized this game might not be as good as I thought it was.
Granted, let's give it the benefit of the doubt. It could actually be a lost gem. I mean, a lot of people hated Blasto when it came out, and that's considered a great game on the PlayStation.
Same could be said with Earthbound, I mean.
That's true.
Yeah. It didn't sell very well.
Funny, we were just talking about that before we start recording. So is this going to be the... Yeah, it's the demo. So, we're not playing this right now. This is just a demo reel of what the gameplay looks like.
Oh, good.
Did he break his neck right there?
Wait, oh, it's the exact same one. Oh, boy. Okay.
Yeah, we've watched this a few times.
So, hold on. So not only is this the demo for when you don't press start, this is think about this. You press start, and this is the very first thing that the game shows you. And okay, for anybody who hasn't seen this, you'll get to why I want to point that out. Look at this.
This looks like a freaking Dreamcast game.
Yeah, and again, sorry, I'm sorry for interrupting.
No,
this is scripted. Shane is not playing it. He's the one playing the game, but he's not doing this.
Look at him! He was stuck on the statue!
This is scripted. And the first thing for you to see when you open the game.
Yeah, a developer literally had to do that. It's like in a game demo if you die within the first within the first few seconds.
Oh, there's training.
Yeah, we might do that just to show it off. So let me just make sure.
I mean, you are
subtitles on.
You are in command for this. I am simply just a commentator.
Our dear friend Phelan is a novice to Star Wars. That
was going to be my next comment. Just to give you guys sort of, and I think we should all kind of go over where we stand on Star Wars. Since we're bringing it up, I know next to nothing. I have seen a collective total of 4 movies, one of which is Rogue One. I don't know a lot about Star Wars. Like I said, I've not seen very many movies. I'll just go ahead and get it off my chest. Not really rushing to see them anytime soon. Just not that interested. Did we just lose all of our subscribers?
Well, probably.
And there goes our view count.
Seeing as how most of our subscribers consist of me and Shane, we just unsubscribed.
Whoa, wow. Okay. Rip.
But I have always been a huge fan of Star Wars since I was a child. Since I was about 3 years old, me and my brother and sister would play with toy lightsabers when they were, well made. The very first movie I've ever seen in theaters was Star Wars Attack of the Clones. That was the very first film I've ever seen in theaters. I was about 4 years old. And I've seen every movie. And, well, except for Solo. I have not seen Solo because it just looked so underwhelming to me. And I thought it was pointless and just seemed like a kind of a cash grab on Disney.
I thought it was a pretty good movie, though.
It's just from what I've seen and knowing about all the production issues it's had, I just was not interested. I'll see it when it comes out on Blu-ray, but other than that, I've seen every Star Wars movie.
Open the door. Press.
I remember seeing Episode 3 in theaters. I loved the Clone Wars TV show, both versions, when I was a child as well. Haven't seen much of Rebels. I've seen a few episodes, but Disney never plays it, so wasn't able to watch much of it. And I did play a lot of video games. My favorite was always Force Unleashed. But, unpopular opinion, I did not like Rogue One at all. I thought the climax was cool, I thought that Darth Vader hallway scene was cool, and K2SO was cool. That is it. I thought the characters were boring, bland, and just downright, some of them were kind of unlikable even. I thought it was a pointless movie that didn't really need to exist. I was pissed that it retconned one of my other favorite games, Dark Forces.
And the Jedi Knight games.
Yeah, it pretty much it made those obsolete. And I just didn't care for it. Everyone said it's the best Star Wars, best one since Empire. I humbly disagree. I do not see really much that's so good about it. Shane, your Star Wars experience.
Okay, so I grew up watching like hold on.
Back off! I'm warning you.
Now, did Tommy Wiseau just take over?
Back
Just
off!
like that.
I'm warning you. Opens the door.
So my Star Wars experience is basically this. Ever since I was a kid, I watched movies at like friends' houses, but like I pretty much watched the original trilogy, but then I watched the prequel trilogy in like backwards order. I saw 3 first, then 2, then 1.
Oh, I saw the prequels in the right order. Like my brother had a VHS.
Yeah,
and
and
watched it a bunch of times.
And but I played the shit out of a lot of the video games. I played this game, for instance, and I played the Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic games. I played the Star Wars Jedi Knight games. I played the pod racing game.
Well done. Move to the next room.
Well done.
That was an interesting way to watch.
Why
the game.
does he keep doing that?
I read the comics. I read a lot of the comics of the Star Wars universe. I read a lot of the mythos, which a majority of it is sadly retcon now.
All that was made before Disney bought it. All that was made
Yeah.
after is.
And I owned a lot of the toys, a lot of the Lego sets. Man, I was a huge fan of Star Wars back in... That was when Star Wars was in its prime. Like, don't get me wrong, I like the new movies. Like, The Last Jedi, after seeing it a couple of times, I kind of realized why a lot of people, like, weren't a big fan of it. But at the same time, like, I still enjoy the movie as its own. But, like, still, I can understand why a lot of people didn't like it. But, oh, I'm having a brain fart here. The Force Awakens, I was about to say The Force Unleashed, but that's the video game, which is another one of my favorite video games, like what Talon described. And, but I really enjoyed The Force Awakens. So far, it's my favorite movie in the new trilogy. And,
These attacks are the special domain of the Jedi.
It looks like the droids are wearing cowboy hats.
kinda.
Left and right while
It's kind of hard for me to play and,
I can play right
talk
now
at the
if you
same
want.
time.
You
No,
talk.
nah, it's fine.
He is wearing a cowboy.
this will lock on to the nearest enemy. You can take
And I just gotta say, like,
your own defensive.
as much as I'm happy that Chewbacca is getting killed by getting crushed to death by a moon is no longer canon, I still kind of miss the Knights of the Old Republic saga. Like, I'll still never understand why that is not canon or retcon, because
It's so they make another trilogy out of it.
it's they allude so much to Revan. Like, they made a majority, they brought back, like, a few things from the Knights of the Old Republic saga. Like, I know they brought Darth Bane back in the Netflix exclusive season of Star Wars The Clone Wars. He was the one who...
Ugh.
Yes, now I see why your master has so much...
These
What?
models.
Their mouths don't move!
What is this, a PS1 game?
That's what I was about to say.
We're not in the PS1 era anymore.
Yeah, and the Xbox was actually the most powerful console graphically at this time.
Yeah, that is true.
Jedi 1.
Hold on.
Does it display the name in the game?
Sadly, no.
Okay.
Midge?
Oops. Hold on. But anyway, what was I saying?
Something.
Oh yeah. And they bring a lot of this. They brought quite a few of the stuff from the Knights of the Old Republic trilogies back. Midichlorian. I was gonna type in midichlorians, but that's about all it could bring. But they won't bring Revan or Malik back for some reason.
They will in a new trilogy.
I know that the creators of Game of Thrones are the ones that are making the new trilogy, and a lot of rumors and speculation say that it's going to be the Knights of the Old Republic, movies based on the Knights of the Old Republic, and if it is, I will be really happy and really thankful that if it is, because that's actually one of my favorite sagas in the entire Star Wars mythos, which is why I'm so pissed that it's retcon. Like, I can understand retconning, like, the stuff after Return of the Jedi, like the comics and everything for the sake of the movies, but Knights of the Old Republic happened thousands of years before this era, so I'll never understand why they had to retcon it.
I've literally just explained 1,000 times why
I
they
know,
retconned
I
it.
know, I know.
It's so they get more money by making movies.
know.
Then why do you not understand? That's pretty easy to understand. Disney's are full of corporate douches who love money, and they're gonna make movies to get more money.
Yeah, I know. But it's like, I'll still never understand it. They could have kept it. They could have kept it, but you know, don't repeat it because I know it, and I knew it before, but I still wanted to express my feelings.
But you don't understand it.
Yes, I do. Yes, I do understand it.
You know, but you do not understand. Understanding is knowing, but knowing is understand. Wait, what?
Did you just look up like how long to beat?
I did.
Star Wars Obi-Wan.
I did.
It's
how
like
long?
It said bare minimum 6 hours.
That's not so bad.
It's not.
Not really. You wanna know what's funny? I streamed Star Wars The Force Awakens, which I'm also upset is not... Force Unleashed, I'm sorry. The Force Unleashed, which I am also upset that it's not canon, that it's been retconned, because that explains how the Rebellion got their logo and how they started and everything. But, like, I just realized how short of a game The Force Unleashed was.
Yeah, you play the expansions with it.
Yeah.
Although,
it's like...
Lower sectors are not always safe during the...
Nah, it's fine. But it's like, from what I remember, it's a bare minimum of like 6
Han
hours
shot
long.
first!
No Jedi cheeky huermo.
Did you see his face?
Yeah, that's definitely a Dreamcast game. Dreamcast graphics.
Maybe it was supposed to be on Dreamcast and Xbox got their dirty hands on it. I'm kidding. I actually do like
No, I mean, the Dreamcast could do better than this, though.
I actually recently got a original Xbox. I'm actually enjoying it fine. I think it's actually pretty fun.
Jedi.
By the way,
I was wondering why you weren't attacking that guy. I was like, get him!
Well, the original Force Unleashed actually had a really bad continuity error with bringing Shaak Ti into it, even though she was killed by Anakin, like during the Jedi raid. So that honestly is kind of a retcon right there. So
yeah.
So I'm thinking maybe that one was never canon. Maybe we just assumed it was.
And another one of my favorite games that, like, I also think that this is also retconned, but Republic Commando, a very underrated title. God, these controls are so shitty, but basically, think of it as like Halo, but with Star Wars, and you play as clones instead of like Spartans.
I heard it's more strategic, though.
Yeah, it is. It involves, like, you know, telling, like, your squad mates, like, what to do and everything. Oh, sorry, I can't block that. Whatever. Like, what sort of formations to take your squad mates, who should, like,
shoot him first! Shoot him first! Shoot him first!
Okay. I gotta ask.
Your club versus a lightsaber. How does that work?
You guys allude to this being a not good game, and I can see why in some aspects. Graphically, this game is not impressive at all. Looks like a product of the 5th generation, but watching Shane play through the gameplay here, I'm not gonna lie, it looks pretty sick. Like, it looks like it's fun. So can you guys kind of go into better detail as to why this game is not good in you guys' eyes?
Well,
the voice acting is my main quip of it.
We like to call him Wiseau Kenobi.
I did not hit her. It's not true. It's bullshit. I did not hit her.
I did not.
Oh, hi, Qui-Gon.
It's like, I did not use the Force. I did not.
Oh, hi, Qui-Gon.
Okay, so you don't like the voice acting.
My thing is the controls. Granted, this is not the only game to use these type of controls. Basically, with the attack, how do you normally do a melee attack in most games like this?
You use one of the face buttons, like X.
Or in the Xbox case, in PlayStation, it'd be square. In GameCube, what would it be, like A, B?
A, B, depending on the control scheme they wanted to go with.
Yeah.
Well, this one, similar to games like Grab by the Ghoulies, or on the Xbox, or Rise of Honor on the PlayStation 2, you use the analog stick.
Which I gotta commend. At least it's different. I can see like why they wanted to go that way. They'll say, okay, well, control the lightsaber. Don't just, you know, hit a button horizontal, hit another button vertical, and then repeat. You know what I mean? I can respect the idea, but does it work well?
No, not in this case.
Well,
like,
it depends. It's, to be honest, I have to say it's a matter of opinion. Like, here, you try it out.
All
like,
right.
go up to that guy and just attack him.
Ironically, the first game to ever utilize that control scheme actually was great.
Oh, okay. Okay.
What do
so
you
it's
think?
not.
Not what direction you control. It's just
Okay, so I actually don't have an issue with swinging the lightsaber like this. What I have an issue with, the controller's
You wanna
back.
try it out?
yeah.
The controller's in Talon's hands now. What I have an issue with is that since the right stick is being used to swing the lightsaber,
How do you control the camera?
well, there's that. It's tank controls.
Yeah, that's true. I never noticed that.
There is one game I know of that is great, and it actually started to utilize this idea. It's one of the first games to ever utilize dual analog stick, and that was PlayStation 1's Ape Escape.
I've heard about that.
That game utilized a very similar control scheme where you use both analog sticks. Hell, you jump with the R1 button.
That's a fun game.
It actually works. I bought a copy for $10, and I loved it. Holy crap! How do you? This jump is horrible.
To force jump, you hold the left trigger and then push A.
That's pretty lame, but like in that game, it was free moving controls in Ape Escape, and that was the first game to ever utilize the idea of analog combat.
Yeah, and I'm not gonna lie. My favorite game that had I'd have to say this is the Star Wars game that had the best lightsaber combat, in my opinion, at least.
Really?
It was the Star Wars Jedi Knight games, like Star Wars Jedi Knight 2 Jedi Outcast and Star Wars Jedi Knight Jedi Academy, which
My favorite,
which is actually another game that I'm kind of upset. Oh, that's a boss.
Jeez, it looks
like everyone else.
it looks like it's more reliable to just spam the Force.
Yeah.
May the Schwartz be with you.
My favorite lightsaber combat was either from Force Unleashed or the very first Star Wars game I've ever played, Episode 3.
Oh yes. Oh yeah, Episode 3 had really good lightsaber combat.
Yeah, my family was poor when I was a young child. We were able to watch the movies like on VHS, but we didn't get to have like the video games. And we had a PS1, but we didn't have any of the PS1 games. We didn't have Dark Forces. We didn't have Power Battles, which I heard sucked. We didn't have the Episode 1 game, which also sucked.
The Jedi Mortal Kombat game.
Oh, Masters of Terra-Kasai?
Yeah.
No, we didn't have that one, and I'm glad we didn't. That would have tainted Star Wars forever in my eyes. But the very first game I ever played was my brother's copy of Episode 3 on the PS2. And after that was, I'm saying this, but Lego Star Wars. I really loved that game when I was a kid. I still do.
Oh, all the Lego games are really good and criminally underrated.
Yeah.
Well, they make too many, and they're all kind of the same now.
Yeah, and it's like once you play through it the first time, this is at least my opinion of it. Once you play through it the first time, it gets kind of boring when you play it the second time because there's literally nothing left to do after that.
I've heard people say that, and I guess the only reason I don't share that sentiment is because I've only played 2 Lego games.
Yeah, if you played as many as I did when I was a kid, because at one point I was getting every Lego game. Like I got Lego Star Wars when it first came out. I got its sequel, the original trilogy, when it came out. I remember getting Lego Indiana Jones, Lego Batman, Lego Indiana Jones 2.
Oh, Lego Indiana Jones was cool.
I started noticing when they were kind of abusing it. they would actually start making, because originally they had trilogies. Each game had a trilogy in it. They started abusing that, starting with Lego Indiana Jones 2, where it was literally the same games Indiana Jones 1, had the same movies, but they just added King of the Crystal Skull. And maybe 2 extra levels.
Yeah.
Yeah, they
and
did.
that was a real abuse. It wasn't an expansion, it was a full-on sequel. Or at least that's how they titled it, and I just felt cheated. And then a lot of games afterwards, some games would have trilogies, others, they were just movies that were suddenly popular, and they make a Lego set and then a video game out of it, even if it didn't have that many movies. Like recently they did Lego Incredibles. There are only 2 movies in that.
Yeah, that's weird. I don't understand why they made Lego games of that.